Welcome to That's My Biz, the Internet Business Showcase, where we bring exposure to products, services, and special causes of local businesses and organizations. Thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you live from the BizLinks TV studio. Brought to you by Southeast Computers, repairs, upgrades, custom builds, and restorations. SoutheastComputersATL.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of That's My Biz. I'm Pamela Alexander, your host, and as always, we enjoy bringing to you the wonderful businesses, organizations, and nonprofits that we meet when we're out there networking. And I have a very creative guest with me today, Ms. Zenobia Morant. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Zenobia, she has a vast background. First, she served for 23 years as a Navy hospital corpsman and has a background in preventive medicine. She became inspired in photography in 2004 during an arduous tour at a duty station located in the Indian Ocean. So I'm telling you, that's exciting already because it ties in with everything else that she's doing, because she started ZENPRESSIONS Studios, LLC, which is a fine art, providing fine art inspired by nature to the healthcare industry, hospitality industry, and corporate sector. She is a photographer that sees the world in layers, and I'm going to let her tell you the rest of the story. But Zenobia, so we mentioned that you got inspired by photography in 2004. How did it come to pass that you now have this photography studio?
Okay, so the interesting part is that I wanted to sell my art in hospitals, particularly because I'm a veteran. I understand that there are some veterans that come back with diagnosed with PTSD, and one of the things that I know, if there's a room that's used for a group room, basically used to for people diagnosed with PTSD, I know which colors or what type of art to put in the room to help, keep the atmosphere nice and safe. So hospitals, that was my first, first place I decided to start selling my art, mainly because our art could be used as a therapy, basically, for patients. But art can be also used as landmarks in hospitals, but also, part of the therapy as far as patients are concerned.
Wow, and I mean, and that's something you really didn't think about before until we met, and because yes, someone has to provide that art, and never thought about who is behind that. So, and then even the thought process that goes behind that. So, kind of hearing, some of the ways it can be used, because I know colors make a difference. What the scenery is makes a difference. Now, and then so you focus on seascapes, sunset, landscape, botanical gardens, so a lot of nature. So kind of what's your connection there with nature?
Well, if you think about it, when we're stressed, we want to be inspired. Gotta get away. We should go to the mountains. We go to the beach. We go to the river, and that's where we get a chance to get in tune with ourselves, and the stress goes away. So nature naturally is. Why wouldn't you want to have nature in your workspace, or why wouldn't you want to have a place where you treat people or have clients, that sort of kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons, one of many reasons. But
wow, that's fantastic. So now, when you were doing and in the ocean with that tour at duty, what about that really got you into art and made you say that, or photography, and say, this is what I really want to do?
It actually used I bought a point and shoot camera, and the place where I was stationed was so isolated. I had to do something to take care of the isolation, and taking pictures of that place was the most beautiful place I've ever been in my entire life. And so taking pictures of nature was my escapism. Because there are some people there, they turn into gym rats, or alcoholics, or religious fanatics. But my outlet was to take pictures, and that's where it started.
Wow, that's fantastic. So now, tell me, in becoming more of a professional photographer, what was that journey like?
Well, as far as that's concerned, quite honestly, I'm a self-taught photographer, and I have two mentors that are been very patient with me. So I've done a lot of reading, I've done a lot of experimenting with equipment. I remember I bought a studio, and I didn't know how to use, but I asked one of my mentors to help me put this studio up, and so he spent a whole afternoon showing me how to use the equipment, and I love what I do. I love if I step a little further, I actually I'm involved with the community, and so I do I teach basic photography. Things that I know, I teach basic photography to children of prisoners, actually. And so it's really, by putting a camera in their hands, it actually gives, allows them to be self-expressed. and gets them off the street. Also teach them, entrepreneurship. So the photography that I'm learning, I'm actually, just I have people to teach me.
Yeah.
I do a lot of reading, and also I teach what I know.
Wow, and that's great. So I mean, you do a lot of giving and a lot of giving back. So on top of working with those at the hospitals, and then also you work with hospitality in the corporate sector as well.
Sure.
And then you spend time in the community.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
talk a little bit more, because you mentioned that you work with the children of prisoners.
Yes.
So what are some of the experiences you've had working with the teens?
Oh my gosh! Initially it was intimidating. Teens are like you don't know if they're gonna
Right.
take to what you have to offer. But I'm gonna tell you, it's like watching a spark light in their eyes when they have a camera. I had this one guy. His name is CJ, and CJ's real quiet, very
Okay.
reserved. He doesn't say a lot of things, but when you put that camera in his hand, he just like lights up. He's just on fire. And so the really awesome thing was, I think a couple of years ago, we actually, we had the kids had an art exhibit at the Rosa Parks Museum
Okay.
in Montgomery, because the organization that I work with is actually in Montgomery, Alabama. And so they had their exhibit there, and they even one sold a piece of art, which is really cool. So
Okay.
they got a chance
Wow.
to learn or really experience the fact that I could sell something I enjoy doing. And that was an awesome experience.
Right, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So getting involved in the community. So tell me a little bit more about what's your business philosophy?
The business philosophy is, there are two basically things. It's just to get people in tune with nature is first thing. The other is to teach the things that that I already know. Or, and I also have a group of folks, other entrepreneurs, other business owners who are either photographers, graphic artists. They're into videography, but we share each other's experiences and stuff like that. So it's really about sharing.
Okay.
Just sharing your knowledge, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good. So now, so this is one of your pieces.
Yes.
And tell us about it. And you all may not be able to tell. I mean, this is in like a 3D box.
Yes.
It has some actual shells
Yes.
down here, and some
Right.
looks like some true beach sand or rock. So tell us about this
Right.
piece.
And so this is a picture that was taken at the island where I was stationed in the Indian Ocean. The name of the island is Diego Garcia.
Okay.
And what I enjoy doing is adding parts of nature in with my art pieces. And so these are actually seashells taken from the beach that I actually took the pictures. And so what I did is I ground some seashells,
Okay.
made it look like sand, and then I put the seashells on top of it. So and I call it a Zenorama. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
Zenobia.
Yeah, play on Zen. I love it. So, and I'll tell you this piece, and you may not be able to tell from it on screen, but I mean, it almost looks like a painting.
Yes.
I mean, just the quality of this photography, and to see the water. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready to dive in. You can really feel it from that. I tell you. Thank you so much. So now, so tell me, how do you describe your style?
The style is just a good example. I like to add parts of nature
Okay.
into my art,
Okay.
my photography,
Okay.
and I just add, it makes it a little bit more unique. And also, I like to use this is just an example, but I like to use like exotic woods
Okay.
to create like to make frames. I actually have someone who does custom framing
Okay.
and has the ability to carve out pieces. So I use exotic woods to make my art as well.
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
just
So
one-
you don't just get the picture itself, but you get a whole package and a whole product.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. So now, so while we're at that, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you and how they can look at some of your art and purchase your art, of course.
Okay, so we can be reached at www.zenpressions.com. Our telephone number is 770-313-8669.
Fantastic. So now, we were talking earlier and talking about some of your assignments, but share with everyone one of your most memorable assignments.
Sure. Yes, I had an opportunity to work with a Roman Catholic missionary here. We started here in Atlanta, and what he does is he actually he's deceased now, but
Okay.
what he did was he actually did a lot of work with homeless.
Okay.
And so I would follow him around the streets here in Atlanta, and we actually ended up in L.A., Skid Row, L.A. of all places, for like a week. We got a chance to chronicle his work with the homeless. And then out there, I met some really interesting people. I met, unfortunately, I met some veterans out there, and I got a chance to relate to some of the vets, and some of them were sharing some of their stories, like their, the issues they were having
Yeah.
about, not being able to get with the VA.
Yeah.
Some of them, unfortunately, were self-medicating, but at the same time, I saw a culture of people out there who were really trying to help each other, try to get out of the rut that they were in. And quite honestly, I was more intimidated by there's a predatory element out there, and also the police were a little more intimidated than, it was really interesting. It was just, I was more comfortable with the people actually there, because they really, we don't have the average person didn't get the chance to see the things that I experienced when I was there, and it made me really appreciate what I have, and and I have I look at people who are homeless a little bit differently because of my experience. Yeah.
Do you just see the art out there and take the pictures, or do you actually go on assignment and do your photography based on assignment and what people want you to take photos of?
I do both. Yeah, so I have a camera with me all the time.
Okay.
And so if I see something, I take the picture right then and there, because if I go back, it's not going to be the same. I won't see it the same way.
Okay.
And there are times where I've actually taken pictures for, there are some people who just want a theme. And so I might have a seascape theme or a landscape theme, and so I specifically take pictures, according to, what my clients, desire, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now, of course, we talked about hospitality. Well, we talked about the healthcare industry, but now hospitality and the corporate sector. What do you do there?
Sure. And so with the hospitality, that's something I'm still courting a major hotel chain.
Okay.
And the thing is to use art inspired by nature. I mean, why wouldn't you want to sit in a lounge? You're on vacation. You have a nice Zenorama or something like that. Nice piece to look at and just relax. So it's that's something. That's another venture we're leaning towards. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, so now we said that you're a photographer that sees the world in layers.
Sure.
Explain that a little bit. What's seeing the world in layers?
Right. Just colors. I don't know if I can explain it. It could be lighting.
Okay.
Colors. It's just something that you see. You just gotta basically seize in a moment, basically. And there's just so many. It's a myriad of things that I could, that you experience when I, as far as that's concerned. So
That's good. No, I love it. Love it. Good information, great information, and there's so much more that we could really talk about. But then, I want to close with one thing. Tell me one wish that you have.
Sure. So the one wish I'd like to see is for people to see the humanity in each other. And so if you just think about it, just say if you have a conversation with somebody and maybe for 5 minutes, and then stare into their eyes, you begin to see their humanity. And once you see their humanity, you have a tendency to be more accepting. And so that would be my wish, for everyone to see each other's humanity.
That is wonderful. And you're so right, because we're so busy running and hustling, bustling, and we're talking, and we're busy thinking about what it is we're going to say and what our response is, and oftentimes we're not there in that moment.
Sure.
So I love that. So any of you all that want to share in Zenobia's wish, definitely please do so, and take that time to stop and give someone that undivided attention. I love that. Before we go, please tell everyone again how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. So we can be reached at, our website is www.zenpressions.com, and we can be reached at 770-313-8669.
Great. Everyone be sure to check out Zen, check out her photography. And if you have some good contacts, or you just go to a hotel, and I think you've seen some photos in the hotel, and I'm just going to call them photos. I'm not going to call it photography. You see them, they could do something much better. Make sure you give them Zen's information. She wants to get out to more of those hotels. And then also in the hospitals again, just the things that you mentioned and what people can get out of the photography. And when you're just sitting in these stark rooms, having something that you can focus on and kind of put yourself there is great. And I love that you said too, it can be directional pieces, so be landmarks for individuals at the hospitals as well. So all wonderful reasons. So if you have those contacts, please reach out. But even for yourself, because you want to make sure that your home and your place of business is an oasis as well, and you're going to get beautiful pieces like this and what you'll see on our website also. Zen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Everyone, I am Pamela Alexander with BizLinks TV Network, and that's My Biz. Biz. You can watch this and other episodes at www.bizlinks.tv. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/bizlinkstv. Please subscribe. Give us some thumbs up out there on YouTube. Give us some comments as well. And also check us out on Facebook as well at BizLinks TV with Facebook. Everyone, this is Pamela Alexander, BizLinks TV Network. Remember, we want to expose your business to the world.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us. Today's show can be viewed on demand on our website at www.bizlinks.tv. If you are interested in having your products, services, or special cause showcased on our program, submit an inquiry to That's My Biz at bizlinks.tv. In addition, information on advertising and hosting your own show can be found on our website at bizlinks.tv.